curriculum.
At the Universal School, we begin with the premise that life is education and education is life. We go with the nature of the child, which is to be active, imaginative, and curious. The Early Years Foundation Stage, or the EYFS, recognizes that the first 5 years in the life of a child is the most fertile period where the brain development is at its highest. The child discovers his own unique nature and feelings, builds positive relationships, and explores the physical world of textures, shapes, colors, sounds, and elements. The fundamentals of early effective communication and social skills are ushered with rich activities to foster literacy, numeracy, and reasoning. We are proud to be a rare school that has archived macro and micro lesson plans from widely researched eclectic materials, supported by technology and using diverse teaching methods that are layered and scaled to flow seamlessly across grades. The Cambridge Primary Program for grades 1 to 5 moves the child into cross-curricular academics of English, math, and science. Carefully planned lessons integrate academic subjects with sports, arts, performing arts, and technology, creating holistic and fun-filled learning. We begin training young minds to question, hypothesize, inquire, experiment, and discuss to find answers. Assessments are continuous and comprehensive and of a very high standard. Every week in rotation, students of all grades are tested and the results analyzed for further action for modifying content, methods, or activities, and are offered additional support programs. Our ILPs, or individualized learning plans, come from our special privilege of being a small school that can afford to give individual attention to its students according to their needs.
Ask any teacher, and the one thing they wish they didn't have to do at school is loads and loads of correction work. Socrates app, available on the iPads, has made lengthy and heavy corrections a thing of the past. All I have to do is design a worksheet or a test on the iPad before I step into the class. While in class, each student logs into the Socrates app and enters my online classroom, where they solve my test. All the responses are recorded and checked by the app itself. The app also gives me a question-wise breakup and feedback of the students' responses. At the end of the test, I get a report of how many students have successfully completed the test and each student's test scores. That reduces my work by half, so that I can devote more time in handling student queries and giving detailed feedback.
The secondary program hones concepts introduced in the primary grades, develops skills in English, math, science, and foreign languages by accelerating discovery, real-life examples, and technology applications to understand complex and abstract terms. Progress is carefully monitored by the internationally administered checkpoint exams. This assesses students for strengths and weaknesses, directs reteaching, and prepares the child for the Cambridge IGCSE as the final lap of their journey. IGCSE is a comprehensive 2-year curriculum where all that has been learned must be reflected upon and knowledge turned into wisdom. Creative thinking, inquiry-based questioning, problem solving, and decision making underpin the lessons. Lateral thinking using logic, imagination, and scale to evaluate events mark this stage of advanced learning. The mark of a 21st century international school lies in its comprehensive perspectives, cultural sensitivity, and collaborative exchanges. Teaching methods are child-centered, varied, and differentiated. At the Universal School, we value technology and its role in education, not as a substitute for the irreplaceable human guidance of teachers or experiential learning of children, but for its speed, immediacy, spread, revisits, quick testing, and feedback features. Thus, technology permeates the curriculum and enables and empowers our children.
I am a grade 10 student and have always found science to be challenging and complex until I was introduced to the 3D Cell app. Until now, all I have seen were pictures of plants and animal cells in my biology textbook, but to experience this in 3D was surreal. I can now zoom in and out of the cell and view minute parts of the cell in detail. I can perform chemistry experiments and the rules of physics, the periodic table and formula are just at my fingertips, a click away. Science is no longer a challenge for me.
Every morning, my teacher gives me the iPad and it faithfully remains by my side, supporting my learning all day. I used to have a big trouble in story writing in English. I found it hard to begin with a story, and the words wouldn't just easily pop in my head. Then, my teacher introduced me to the Storymaker app. And now, I have so many stories to tell. I can invent my own characters and make settings and actually see how they look like on the screen. If I don't like them, I don't need to rewrite them. I simply click on undo and go on to create a new avatar. So convenient. I can print my story in text and print it. I can also save it for further use or modification.
There was a buzz in the school that week. I was so thrilled. A new printer was being added to our base of technology. The 3D printer, when first time I saw, it was blue and shiny with its neon green cartridge, spiraling out the strands of DNA. It was hard to believe, but the 3D printer, in a matter of minutes, wove out the 3D object of the human heart, or a screw and a nut that we were learning about in science. The plastic was a great concern, but it was reassuring that the plastic could be remoldable and could be reused.
In order to be heard, you have to be online. Everything from buying and selling of household items to stock market trading is online. So it's evident that every student of today has to learn how to create and upload his or her own web page. HTML gives you the power through codes to design your own web pages and link them. By using HTML tags, we learned how to create tables, change colors, insert images, checkboxes and radio buttons, and also create hyperlinks to connect all the pages together.